The whiteboard is innocent. There is a whiteboard in the mind that never got stained by a single real mark. Yet it can feel like a courtroom wall covered in permanent ink, every charge underlined twice. That feeling is not proof of writing, it is proof of belief. One day, a simple board on a wall starts doing something strange. It does not argue with the day's problems, it does not negotiate with mood, it just sits there like a quiet witness. A few lines are written on it, not as decoration, but as exits. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Nothing about those words is trying to improve a person, fix a personality, or upgrade a life story. They function more like an eraser held up to the light. The ego treats the mind like a messy garage that must be organized one box at a time. A Course in Miracles treats the mind like a blank slate that has been mistaken for a crime scene. So the practice is simple and strong, not because it is forceful, but because it is clean. Say, I am still as God created me. Say, I need do nothing. Say, I choose correction, not condemnation. Then breathe and let the meaning arrive. That last line is the hinge, because meaning is not manufactured, it is received. Imagine a projector throwing a movie onto a white wall. The characters cry, fight, win, lose, age, and die, and the wall appears to suffer every scene. But the wall is untouched, because the wall was never the movie. The mind's whiteboard is that wall. The world's drama is the projection. The Course does not ask for better scenes, it asks for the projector to be reconsidered. That is why a single sentence can collapse hours of inner argument. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Those lines do not comfort the ego, they expose it. They say, without cruelty, that fear has been rehearsing in an empty room. They say that threat is a special effect with no source. Then another line appears, almost playful in its bluntness. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This is not motivational, it is ontological. It does not claim love is a goal, it claims love is the only fact worth calling a self. And then the whiteboard offers the most practical request of all. Above all else, I want to see. Not above all else I want to win, or be right, or be understood, or be safe in form. Just see. Because seeing is the shift from scribbling to listening. In the middle, in smaller ink, a quiet logic gets scribbled like a side note the ego hopes no one notices. What never was cannot be remembered long. What always is cannot be forgotten forever. That pair is the mind's reset button because it separates history from reality. It tells the memory-obsessed mind that it has been collecting souvenirs from a place that never existed. The climax of the board is almost scandalous in its softness. Forgiveness is still and quietly does nothing. It merely looks, waits, and judges not. That is the moment the whole practice stops being self-improvement and becomes release. Because if forgiveness does nothing, then the frantic attempt to manage the board was the only thing keeping the smears alive. A smear needs attention the way a fire needs oxygen. Remove the oxygen, and the fire does not get defeated. It simply is not fed. So the board becomes an altar without ceremony. Not a place to perform spirituality, but a place to stop performing pain. One phrase is enough for a day, because truth is not cumulative. All of them are enough for a lifetime, because they are the same doorway from different angles. And none of them are required to be perfect, because perfection is what is being remembered, not achieved. On a hard morning, the hand reaches for solutions, and the board offers a different kind of help. A glance lands on, "Father, your peace is mine." And the nervous system is not being regulated, the mind is being resourced. "What need have I to fear that anything could rob me of what you will have me keep?" is not a pep talk. It is a verdict against loss itself. A happy outcome to all things is sure does not promise pleasant scenes. It promises that perception can be healed no matter what the scene seems to be. Then the simplest command shows up like a scalpel. Let all things be exactly as they are. Not as resignation, but as refusal to add interpretation on top of perception. That line is the difference between watching the movie and trying to climb into the screen to fix the plot. So the practice becomes a daily clearing, like wiping steam off a mirror rather than remodeling the bathroom. The miracle is not that life gets controlled, but that control is no longer mistaken for safety. The whiteboard speaks for itself because the mind was never actually written on.